Hey there, and welcome inside the Flame Central podcast, powered by... It's not powered this week.
It's powered by Alcova Mortgage, just not Joe Yock.
Just not Joe Yock. Powered by Alcova Mortgage. Thanks so much for joining us. As you know, Matt, Emily, we have a lot to kind of update you on today, and then a great conversation with Scottie James in beautiful Puerto Rico. One thing I know is he is doing
He's doing just fine.
Just fine.
When you see the setting,
oh my gosh,
you're gonna be jealous of what Scottie's doing right now. He's living the life.
Not fair, but we are having some very warm, beautiful weather here in Lynchburg. If you like feeling like walking to the mailbox and like you are in a full-blown sweat. But first things first, Olympic trials. Matt's wife really loves the Olympic trials. Tell us the story when Xana was on her convention.
So she just happened to be in Indianapolis this past week, which happens to be where the swim trials are happening. And huge Olympic fan. Our whole family, we love the Olympics. So she was someplace with her friends and was like, I recognize those people sitting over there. And they were trying to take like a selfie or something themselves. She walks over like, I'll take the picture for you. It's Katie Ledecky's parents and her whole family. So she got chatting with them and all that to say, we're going with the Ledeckys to Paris in a couple of weeks. So I hope you can hold it down here. But we're going to the Olympics with the Ledeckys, and it's going to be great.
Oh, my gosh. So, you know, we did the Rhett's Rules show, like on Flame Central. That was a couple years ago. We haven't done that in so long. But we saw Katie do like the swim, however far, with the chocolate milk.
Yeah.
We should try to reenact that. We should do a Flame Central podcast, Summer Olympics, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
Wow.
I don't know why I always have these great ideas when Joe is not here, but Joe can run
the mile.
The mile.
Yeah.
We'll finally get that done. And it'll be like an Olympics. Oh my gosh, this is a great... Are you going to swim with the milk on your head?
Here's what we need to find out is like what the folks at the natatorium feel about all this milk dumping into their pool. Like it's going to be like cloudy. You're not going to be able to see the bottom. They may not enjoy
But this, I'm on to something. I need to think of like, what are some other Summer Olympics? I just know of track and swimming.
Archery, javelin.
No, but not, okay, we've hit track though.
You could pole vault.
No, I am not pole vault.
I think we'd all
that is the most terrifying
agree. We would love to see you try.
No, other than track and swimming, what's another big Olympic sport?
Rowing.
What are they doing?
Badminton.
Yeah, is that what it's called? In Parent Trap, you know, when like the two twins.
Is that bad? Are you talking badminton?
Fencing.
Fencing. Oh, okay, fencing. I mean, basketball is one.
Send in your thoughts of like what we should. Oh, basketball. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Which takes us to some updates with basketball. Right. So, we got Scottie James that we'll talk to in just a moment. But
some moving and shaking going on. Caleb Holmesley, who's had quite the professional career, was in Turkey this past year, was in Russia before that. He just signed on with Gran Canaria in Spain. So he's going to be España.
Where in Spain?
I don't see. You're getting now. I'm just fortunate I could figure out it was in Spain. You're doing all like every tweet. You're like, where's that translate button that'll help me figure it out? But yeah, so he's going to be playing in Spain next year. So a nice move for him. He's continued to have a great pro career. So he'll be there. And also, we actually mentioned at the end of the Scottie interview, you'll hear in a second, he mentioned Lavelle Cabell, and we were trying to recall where he was last. He actually played in Poland this year, so he was playing over there. He's had a nice little pro career himself. So a couple of guys that are doing well overseas.
Awesome. Well, we will get to some of those Olympic trial updates in just a moment. But first, we're going to shift gears to this conversation we had with Scottie James. All right, this week on the Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, we're continuing with this summer series.
It's the summer series.
The summer series with alumni, former Flame men's basketball player Scottie James. I mean, you never know where this guy is. Like, one day he's in China.
It's only right that he's on for the summer series, considering. Can you show the people what's behind you, Scottie?
Yeah.
Like, look at this setup.
What is this?
That is as summer as it gets.
Puerto Rico. Carolina, Puerto Rico is where Scottie is at right now. Right. Scottie, I think one of the most exciting things that I saw on social media in the past, 6 months was when it's like, Scottie James, 56 points, 12 rebounds, 12 for 16 from three-point range. Like, tell me about that game. That was when you were in Tianjin with the Pioneers. What was that game like and putting up such insane stats?
Yeah, it was definitely one of the
one of the top 2 crazy games that I had last year. But just kind of just getting in position and people finding me at the 3-point line. And obviously I was knocking them down. It was kind of like unconscious type feeling where just kind of just like shooting it and just going in and just all right, well, I'll just try it again, and just kept going.
All right, so you play in China, and you've had a lot of success there, and now you basically go straight from there now to Puerto Rico, and you're playing there. Give me, like, for people that, I'll be honest, haven't watched a lot of the Chinese Basketball Association. For people that don't know, like, the level of play, like, what do those 2 leagues compare to? How do they even compare to each other?
Yeah, I'd say so in China last year you play with 1 import for the whole game, and then over here in Puerto Rico you can play with 2.
Okay.
However, since in Puerto Rico there's like a lot of American Puerto Ricans, I guess. So I'd say from that they get the talent is a little bit higher just because of the like American type population too, and then. Just in general, I'd say they're both super competitive. The imports and everything are in both leagues are super good. A lot of similar players that I played this year in Puerto Rico came from China and stuff like that. So it's definitely fun and a good competition for sure.
Well, hey Scottie, to play a little bit off within that, off of Matt's question, that is, when you go from a college game here in America, and then you're over in China playing that style, and now you're Puerto Rico, that you have all these different aspects. What is the international game like compared to the American game, and what are the differences in the style of play?
Yeah, I'd say from college for sure, speed. It's a lot more up tempo. Obviously, you got older guys, so it's a lot more physical. And then in China, we actually play 48 minutes, so it's a little bit longer of a game too over there. But yeah, it's just especially coming in being an import and stuff. It's a little bit different than also a little bit different than just being a college athlete because everybody's on the same kind of like scholarship and stuff. So it's a little bit different knowing that. They're signing you outside and stuff. So you have a little bit different roles and everything like that.
I know it's cool to get this experience and play in different countries and all of that, the game of basketball, but there's also another aspect that you have to look at here. You're bringing your family along. What's it like having to, experience these different cultures and countries with your girls?
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy fun experience. Sometimes obviously it's more difficult than others just because being away from family and stuff like that. But just having them here and stuff for me and just being together and stuff has been super, such a blessing for my wife to be able to come out and help out with the kids, obviously, and everything like that. And yeah, it's just been a blessing in summary.
What's one of the coolest experiences that you've shared with them on the road here?
So something that, well, I'll say a couple. One from when we were in Israel. I think like our top kind of like, I guess, destination experience. That was when we went to the tomb, and we did that over Easter and stuff. So that was like a really cool experience just to kind of see, okay, this is where Jesus was buried and obviously rose again and stuff. So that to me was like super just impactful, just being able to see it, because obviously you can read about it and hear about it and even maybe see pictures of like a tomb or stuff, but just actually seeing like, okay, this is like what the setup actually looks like, and this is all that stuff was definitely super impactful for us. And then also, I guess, just in Israel, just to piggyback off of that, we went to a few places where it was like known that Jesus had been and stuff, and just like walking on the same ground, I guess, that he had walked on and everything was also pretty special over there. And then in China, we went to the Great Wall. Like my daughter was just born. She was like a month old. My wife was a month postpartum, climbing all the stairs and everything crazy, but it was
not probably her first choice.
yeah, but it was actually like really cool. I'm super glad we were able to do it. We were pretty certain we were going to come back to China this coming year, but we weren't for sure. So we're like, well, we have some time. Let's go ahead and try to make it happen while we can and stuff. And we had gone with my family and stuff, so that was fun.
All right, so take me into this. Obviously, you've done a lot and played really well in China. You're just walking around the city. Like, are people like, are you a big deal, Scottie? They're in that city. Like, are you? Obviously, I would think you would stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely stand out. I would say, especially early on, my daughters maybe were more famous, not because they knew who they were, but just because they're, I guess, just like pretty and stuff. So everybody would always try to take pictures of them and stuff, which was always an interesting cultural.
Yeah, a little weird.
Yeah. So like actually, this is funny. We were at the Great Wall of China, and there's people taking pictures, like trying to take pictures of my kids at the Great Wall of China, which is kind of speaks for kind of how some of that experience was. So that's kind of funny. But in my city, obviously, like you said, I'm pretty recognizable. And there, ever since like a few of the games that I had last season, kind of, I guess, put me on some sort of map, I guess, with other cities and stuff. When we go out there and stuff, I'll get recognized in the malls or whatever on occasion, which is kind of interesting. But
So, and you got to ask the same question in Puerto Rico, because, you got Georgie Pacheco Ortiz. Like, are you taking a step above him now? Like, you are known more than. I don't want Georgie to get all upset now, but if you're playing the way you are.
So Georgie's actually, it's interesting because I didn't really know this while I was coming over here, but he's like on the other side of the island, so he's like 2.5 hours. So I'd say like in Carolina and around this area and stuff, like I'm pretty recognized in the stores and stuff, but I don't know how much if I went up to Mayagüez where he's at. Actually, we actually, this is funny. We played Georgie tonight, but we actually played him 4 nights ago, but the power went out in like half of Puerto Rico at halftime. Oh, so we actually played the second half against him tonight. So that'll be we're up 44-40. So we gotta
let's go.
Yeah.
Close it out. What's the next step of where you want to improve in your game, and really just what's the next step that you want to do in terms of your basketball career?
Yeah, I mean, I think for myself, like I can see a lot more of my, I guess, flaws. So there's like a lot of things that I'm like, okay, like I want to try to get better at this and this and that. But I'd say like just overall, just kind of just like keep continuing to improve my 3-point shot. Something I've been working on a lot recently, the last couple of years. That's something that just right off that's something that I want to keep improving on. And obviously, like I said, like I have a lot of areas in which I know that I want to keep improving and obviously working on those. But we'll just give you that one for now. And then with basketball, like I'm heading back to the same team. So my goal this year is we just missed the playoffs last year. So my goal is to kind of try to help lead our team to get to the playoffs this year, and then try to play well in the playoffs and see what happens, kind of thing.
Awesome.
Hey, Scott, I will say this. Before you get knocking down all those 3-pointers you're getting ready to knock down, I did see your fishing charter boat come behind you on over your left shoulder there.
Oh, yeah.
They just pulled in.
Yeah.
So get out there and catch the big one. Hop on board and go catch the big one.
All right, I got you.
Awesome, Scottie. Well, best of luck.
Great
we'll continue to follow. Maybe we'll get Flame Central out to China. We want to do like an international.
I'd rather go where he is now.
I'm going there.
Like
I want to go there. I want to be on a charter boat with him.
Oh my gosh! We got what?
For sure.
Georgie and Greece. We got.
Come on, let's do this.
Caleb Holmesley
was in Turkey, I think. So yeah,
I think we could do an international series.
Do you keep up with those guys, like all the other guys that are playing professionally?
Yeah, for sure. I obviously Georgia, I talked to a good amount being over here in Puerto Rico and stuff. Um, and then I just talked to Caleb, I think yesterday or the day before, just kind of seeing what he's thinking for next year. And obviously I reached out to Darius and
Oh yeah, he's going to Germany. How close was that where you were?
Actually, it's pretty close. We played against them and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be fun. I'm excited to watch some of those games over there and see him excel overseas and everything.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for your time. I'm sorry that we took too much of it. Go enjoy the sunshine.
I don't want to. Also, Lavelle. Sorry, I've been.
Where's Lavelle? My bad.
Yeah,
Where's he?
He was he had just moved to I know he was in Georgia, and then he went to man, I forget what
We're gonna have to call him up.
We'll have to call him up. We'll have him on the summer series.
That's right.
You know?
Why not?
There's plenty of weeks to fill the summer series. Well, it looks like a beautiful day there. Go enjoy it. Thank you so much. It was great catching up with you, and we'll continue to follow your success, Scottie. Thanks.
All right. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. I appreciate your time.
I love catching up with these guys because you're just we're starting to build a list, people, of like where our Flame Central tour is going to have. We're going
our
overseas.
World tour.
We're going to Puerto Rico. No, but what a cool experience. I'm not going to say I'm jealous.
Yeah, you look at that beach, you get a little bit jealous.
You like see all of these places that these former players with their wives and their kids are going to like experience and everything, and all the different cultures and food and all of that. And then obviously play their sport.
Yeah, there's that too.
It's just really neat.
It is cool because it feels, number one, you start to feel old.
Yes.
When you see like these guys that you were covering as a college athlete, what seems like not long ago, now with children and wives and careers, and like they're like adults, like they're legit adults. And it is fun to watch, whether it's Scottie or we mentioned Caleb Holmesley, he and his wife and kid are the same thing. You see pictures of them in Turkey or wherever they're playing. And so, it's been cool to watch them. And Scottie, I mean, think about this. You play a whole season in China where he just dominated. Mm-hmm. How great is it to be like, well, I don't have to just sit around and wait till next year to play in China again. Now I'll go play in this pro league in Puerto Rico. And I get to basically, instead of just working out at home, I get to do this in a really cool environment, in a cool place, stay sharp and get paid, and then go right back into my China season. He said there's a potential of just, weeks in between the end of Puerto Rico and the start of China, and then he's right back into it again.
And how cool is it that he can go and play in these different countries and leagues, and like the style of play can't be the same, right? Like he's saying.
Right.
So what you can do for your game in terms of conditioning or like work on your game in different areas and then bring it back to China. And then you have a guy like Caleb Holmesley, like we mentioned, that is going to Spain. Be interested to catch up with him, and we need to get him on our little summer series going here and see, let him move to Spain and get the family all settled. But really cool stuff. We will switch gears back to the Olympic trials. So Sam Chalanga and
Carson Waters,
the pole vaulter. Yes, Carson just competed. It was end of last week, I believe.
I think it was just a couple days ago, but finished 11th in the pole vault. Yep, which I think matched what he did in the previous Olympic trials as well. And then Sam Chalanga 10th. Yeah. So neither of them making the Olympics, obviously, but good showing for both of them. And then tonight, Callie Doan runs. Friend of the show.
Very, very good friend of the show.
We think.
We're friends with her.
It's kind of a one-sided relationship.
It's kind of like those relationships that leave you on read. Like, did they read my text and not get back to me?
She's competing tonight. It says Doan is the first of two heats set for 8:59 Eastern. You can watch it on NBC, apparently. So maybe check that out.
Matt's going to have the 4 screens,
Absolutely.
Like Stanley Cup Finals, Callie Doan steeplechase, baseball championship tonight, right?
That's right, yeah.
With A&M and Tennessee, so that should be interesting.
A lot going on, but good luck to her. I mean, she's spent a lot of time in Eugene here lately. Hopefully that helps her.
She's like, this is like my home track.
You'd love to just see her make the final heat. That would be, I think, just such a huge thing for her.
Yeah, she's been working so hard, so. All right, so then we have some golf updates. Kieran Vincent with John Rahm's team in the Live Tour, they won again. So I don't know if you saw his, it was like a chip just off the green.
No, I didn't see it.
And I mean, he is like facing complete opposite. Like it was like almost like a 90-degree angle of where he chipped it, and then it just rolls perfectly. Oh my gosh, I'm like, See, me,
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, okay, the hole's over here.
Yeah.
I'm not reading breaks. I'm not getting on the ground
I
looking
just
at
wanted
the
to
angles.
stay on the green somewhere. Just get me to a putt.
I'm really bummed. We didn't get to golf in the Flame Central Athletics. I don't know who won this year because we weren't there.
Well, yeah. I think Jeff Alder always wins, but there's some questions about
Yeah,
that.
funny how that happens.
There's some people that are a little suspect of that. Yeah. Anyway.
But shifting away from us and our golf game.
Thankfully.
Congratulations to Kieran. Just really cool to see his success. He is going to be close by competing at Greenbrier August 16th through 18th. So we're going to see if we can go and catch up with him a little bit.
Get your Liberty gear on.
Let's go.
There. Like, how cool would it be if he had just a following around the course of Liberty fans?
Talk to Sparky.
Get him out there.
We're going to go out there.
Why not?
And follow him on the Live Tour.
Maybe if they just loan me the suit, I'll wear it myself.
Joe, it's not a suit, Matt. It's a real person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's kids that listen to us.
Yeah, just ruined Christmas.
But again, congrats to Kieran, and looking forward to seeing how he can continue to find success here on the Live Tour. But we have some updates for here at Liberty, the new course that they have going. This looks
unbelievable.
Incredible.
The new golf facility it's the facilities they're continuing to add on into the course, adding all these different greens. It's basically going to be where you can play 18 holes, kind of utilizing these greens in different directions and different hole placement. It looks unbelievable.
Awesome.
And they say it's going to be one of the best golf facilities, collegiate facilities in the nation when they're done with it. We've seen what that program has done over the years in general anyway. It's been a contender. They go to the NCAA regional year in, year out. And so
and they were like a sleeper team this year. We were not expecting them to walk away as CUSA.
They had to win the conference tournament
and
to get in.
They like
came up clutch.
A little drama involved, but they made it happen. It was really, really cool.
But so this program going to the next level, keep in mind they host an NCAA regional here in the area next year as well. So a lot going on for them. But I know it's said that the new course and everything is exclusively for the team. Do you think
I'm sure
we got it? I mean, do you think we could?
Hey, we're out here doing a feature.
Right. I just happened to bring my clubs. It's for B-roll purposes. We're just getting some shots of me getting some shots. But it looks incredible. It's going to be awesome.
I do know, following Colin Porter on Instagram, they were out, and Gabe McKay were out hitting some balls the other day.
Well, I mean,
so I do see another feature of we did that with Malik Willis a few years ago.
True.
We hit the course. So
maybe so. One guy that's hitting the course and has earned his PGA Tour America's member status.
John
Yon, former Flames golfer. So congrats to him. We had to do a little digging. I just want you to know we are not diehard golf guys and girls. PGA Tour Americas. It has replaced apparently the PGA Tour Canada and PGA Tour Latino America. And so it replaces those. So basically they'll do like a Latin America swing in cold weather season. They'll go up north during warm weather season. But congrats to John Yon. Huge for him, and another guy who's continuing a pro career after Liberty.
Yeah, get on the Google machine and search John Yon. He is looking for sponsors to help with expenses on the PGA Tour America. So help him out. Former Flame that we love to see find success in different areas in their pro career. So really cool stuff.
Quick plug for the TV show this week. Flame Central TV show. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it.
LibertyFlameCentral.com. I literally never get this website down. It's kind of like the Alcova.com.
Yeah, Emily just learned the website's name. But this week, speaking of former Flames that are playing in pros right now, Dylan Cumming, former Flames pitcher, now pitching for AA Richmond in the San Francisco Giants organization.
Wait, you may know him. He was the Celine Dion lead
uniform
singer with the baby blue.
He is a very interesting guy, to say the least, and it's had a very interesting path. Like we don't get into it in the piece itself, but for people that remember, he came to Liberty after his college shut down baseball. I think it was Chicago State is where he was.
I didn't realize
that.
And
they just canceled the program. And so he's like, and so he ended up at Liberty, and really his career, went to the next level, and ended up being undrafted, but has turned it into a pro career and continues to move up and continues to pitch well. So
just down the street here in
that's
Richmond.
Right.
Flying
so get
squirrels,
out to Richmond,
right?
Flying Squirrels. Support Dylan.
Squirrels.
So a cool story on him. Also, again, this theme of athletes that are playing professionally. We catch up with Bridget Rettstadt, former Liberty women's basketball player who's playing in Australia now. So we'll catch up with her as well. So a couple of cool pieces with former Flames and what they're up to these days.
Yeah, if there's anybody else that you want us to catch up with, you can email us.
Yes.
What's that one? I can't.
flamecentral@liberty.edu. We want suggestions, maybe former athletes you want to hear from, what they're up to now for our summer series, which summer is going quick.
Wait.
Or just general questions about Liberty athletics as well.
When is the NBA draft?
It's coming up here. Is it this week?
It's this week.
Yes, we're getting a nod from Donald. This week. Okay.
This week. So if you missed our conversation with Kyle Rode last week, you can catch up with him. Which I meant to mention this when we were talking about like all the guys playing overseas. If
June
Kyle,
26th, it's Wednesday is the first round, and I think the second round is the 27th.
Okay,
split it.
Gotcha. So, and then Kyle, we'll see if he is getting into summer league. If not, or if he is even going to play overseas in Germany, he would be in the same league playing against Darius.
Yes.
So that's just like, that's the coolest part to me, that you're like overseas, you're playing with these guys in college, and then now you're just like this whole different experience playing in
Somebody
Germany
asked me at church yesterday, they're like, can you watch those games somewhere? So we need to figure out.
We're getting the TV rights here in the Flame Central podcast.
You can stream those someplace, because who wouldn't want to watch those two guys play against each other? One other shout, just in terms of the draft you talk about, just looking ahead a little bit. Major League Baseball draft, July 14th through 16th. So keep that in mind, too. Some Flames that could be drafted, a Cole Hertzler, for example, probably. So just keep that in mind, too, coming up here in a couple of weeks as some other Flames looking to turn pro.
So cool. Yeah. All right. Well, we are just about out of time. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage.
Special guest next week as well. We can't give away too much.
Special guest.
Maybe someone new to the mountain. That's all we'll say.
And then maybe Joe will come back. We're going to see how these ratings
unsure.
Another congratulations, because each and every week our audio sounds so amazing.
Oh, please.
Because
Could I do
of
this?
Alex
Yes.
Short.
Could I do this part?
So go
I
ahead.
want to say, because Saturday night, the Emmy Awards took place, and we had a number of people nominated, I think 13 nominations. We ended up winning 4 awards. So Alex Short, our audio guru, if you're listening to this right now, it's because Alex did his thing.
I get the same message every week. Can you guys please stop screaming and talking over each other?
Yeah, nope.
But nope. We're
Can't
going
do
to
it.
challenge you.
Can't do it.
We do an interview, and it's this loud in the background. Alex can take care of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd won Emmy Awards. I thought you were really good at this. So congrats to Alex, who won for his sound design. Also, John Pratt, one of our Flame Central producers, won in the religion category for a story he did on former women's soccer goalie Tori Collar, who had an awful car wreck and had to battle back from that while she was here. And now she's here coaching with women's soccer. When we did the story, she was at a different university, High Point, I think, right? And now I keep checking with our guy, Donald. He's giving me a thumbs up. Now she's here on campus, but he won an Emmy for that. Also, David Hurley from the Liberty Creative Team, he won for his Ode to the Hunt, that game trailer with the Duck Dynasty guy leading into the Fiesta Bowl. So that one. And last but certainly not least, our own Emily Austin won an Emmy Award for the story she did on baseball player Andrew Jenner, who was in that school shooting in Florida when he was in high school. And so she won an Emmy as well. So congrats to you. Congrats to all those folks who took home Emmys.
It's a shout out to not only our crew, that we have like such a talented crew that like makes all of that happen, but also our listeners and viewers letting us know about these stories. So again, if you know about any stories that you want us to do on former Liberty athletes or coaches or current ones.
And listen, let me just say this, not to talk us up too much, because you probably don't care, but we're booking flights here this week. We're going to Florida in August, catching up with some Liberty alumni that are down there doing incredible things, former athletes here that are doing some incredible stuff. So when she says, if you have stories that you know about, we'll go anywhere. Yeah. The further, the better. If it has a beach, that's usually more Emily's kind of. She usually takes those. But if you have something you're like, oh, this would be a great story, you should definitely do it. Again, flamecentral@liberty.edu. We'd love to hear about it, and we'll just come and knock it out.
A good story in the making on Demario Douglas.
Yeah,
So
we're continuing to piece that together as well.
We are piecing that together, so can't wait to get that out. Which, did you see Brody Brum got married?
I did.
This week? And
Everybody
he had
was there.
AGG, Demario Douglas.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess my invitation's still in the mail.
Yeah, what?
Lost
Brody,
in the mail.
I thought we were.
Brody.
What?
What the heck,
all
man?
right, whatever.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, we'll see if Joe's going to come back
Yeah,
for next
yeah.
week. But thanks so much for listening. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you next time.